Okay, in this video I'm going to be going over how games started. Alright? All games started from Babylon. Okay? They came from the Summerians, and it just kept progressing into actual physical games. And they progressed to video games and so on and so forth. It all comes from Babylon. We are literally doing it. That's why God always talks about Babylon. Okay? He constantly talks about the king of Babylon. He constantly talks about the whore of Babylon. I don't mean to cuss, but that's the word they use, okay? It constantly warns you about Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon. Nimrod was the king of Babylon, the first one, right? And what does Babel mean? Babel means you don't know what you don't know what he's saying, but you have to unscramble the Babel. All right, the languages got confused. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the bulls of Bashan. I'm going to talk about Psalm 22 and the spiritual warfare that was happening in the spirit realms when he was talking about the bulls of Bashan. What was happening during the crucifixion in the spirit world? Okay, yes, when it talks about these people roaring lions and people shouting and mocking him, they were talking about the Roman soldiers, but they were also talking about the demons that they represented them, and the devils, the principalities. Okay, all right. So first, I'm going to talk about the crucifixion and the bulls of Bashan, and then I'm going to talk about games and the Super Bowl and how all this stuff started. Okay. All right, Psalm 22. Many bulls have compassed me. Strong bulls of Bashan have beset me. They gaped upon me with their mouths as a ravening and roaring lion. I am poured out like water. For dogs have compassed me. The assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierce my hands and my feet. Devour my soul, my darling, from the power of the dog. Save me from the lion's mouth, and thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns. I will make a whole nother video about what these horns of the unicorns means. It's not what you think it means, but why is it talking about all these roaring lions? Why? Who's roaring? All right. First it says God is roaring, and then who's the roaring lion though? The roaring lion's always the devil, right? There's the Lion of Judah. The compare and contrast is the roaring lion. Okay. The roaring lion is always a reference to the devil. But what does bulls of Bashan mean? What does Bashan mean? Scholars have been fighting about this forever. Bashan is very scary, okay? Bashan is the area of where the gates of hell are. And that's according to people who are translating and they study ancient cultures, okay? It's very important that I say this. These ancient cultures okay, we know now that Baal is evil, right? Even a normal person who doesn't believe in the Bible, they know that the devil is usually depicted as a horned goat or an evil-looking bull, right? Right? Or pigs. That all represents the devil, right? You guys, back then, they did not know that these things were evil. This is a very important lesson. Okay, they didn't know that Baal was the devil. They thought this god was helping them. Okay, they thought the underworld was a good place to go. This is all still here, though. This theology, this thinking is still here, and this is such a lesson for future generations. Okay, I'm going to talk about Bashan. This is cosmic geography. Okay. This is how God explains geography to explain the spirit world and how it connects to us on earth. It's very interesting, but I'm going to try to just go over it real fast. Bashan. So, according to the spirit world, certain places were connected to certain spiritual things. And God uses actual places to explain how the spirit world uses dominion, okay? So Bashan is mentioned throughout the whole Bible in many different kinds of ways, and this is why people always fight about it. Alright. Og of Bashan. It talks about the bulls of Bashan. It talks about that. I talked about this in my Thanksgiving video, What were the lands? What were the 70 bulls that the lands represented? All right. Also, in the book of Amos, it says Kine of Bashan, which means female cow of Bashan. Also, Bashan in Ugaritic texts, these guys were worshiping Baal. Okay, we know now that Baal's evil. Okay, back then they thought Baal was their god. He was helping them. It's very important I say that. These guys wanted to go into the underworld. Okay, they thought the underworld was a good place to go be with their gods. Okay, in Ugaritic texts, they said all their kings went to the underworld in Bashan. It was, we know now, but that's an evil thing. They went to the gates of the underworld. This is where, this is the gateway to the netherworld. Okay, but they thought this was a good place. Okay, some of them. Okay, anyway. Bashan in many translations. I'm going to use Aramaic translations. I'm going to use Hebrew translations, but I'm gonna in all translation it always refers to a dragon or a snake, all right, or an area where a dragon or snake is. All right, this is I'm gonna talk about cosmic mountains in a bit, but Bashan is in the shape of a big mountain on your map, on the map, okay? And the tip of it is Mount Hermon, all right? I'm gonna just mention that, but I'm gonna keep going with the Bashan. So, but Mount Hermon and the book of Mount Hermon is the tip of Bashan. It's the top of Bashan. This is all the top of the mountain. This is all the third eye imagery on top of the mountain, okay? This is very important. So, in the book of Enoch, this is where the fallen angels went. They went to the tip of Bashan to plan their demise for humanity, okay? This is when they fell. This is where they fell. Okay, so Bashan is very evil. But what does it mean? Okay, when it says dragon snake in the Ugaritic text, it says that that's where all their kings go. The kings of the world go there. They thought it was a good place, though. The Og of Bashan is hinting to you that this is where the Nephilim are. Okay, the Nephilim hybrids are. All right, and when it says Keen of Bashan, this is very important. When it says the cow of Bashan, this is a hint. This is a reference to the whore of Babylon, okay? It's a reference to a lot of things. It means the wife or the wife of the devil, okay? It means the wife of the devil. That's why it says Kine, and it means kin too. It means where the wife and the devil's kids are, okay? All right? So, and scholars will fight over which one it really means, but I'm telling you it means all of them. You guys have to gather all the information together and look at it from 3,000 feet up. It means all of them. That's where Baal is. Baal is the devil. Okay? The kind of Bashan is Semiramis. That's the wife of the devil. Alright? And the seed is Tammuz. Okay? Okay, it's where the Raphaim are. It's where the giant clans were. It means all of them. What am I talking about? I'm not trying to make you mad, but in the Old Testament, the bulls of Bashan are a reference to all the other nations' gods other than Israel, okay? All the other nations' gods other than Israel. So the bulls of Bashan are a reference to other gods, too. So they're a reference to mighty kings, mighty warriors, the gods of other nations. They represent female cows, all right? Also, I wanted to mention when it talks about the dogs in Psalm 22, that's a reference to atheists, okay? Dogs in the Bible, when they're being ravenous like that, they're a hint to that he's talking about atheists, because the dogs, the wolf clan, were the Amalekites, and the Amalekites were the first atheists, all right? Also, in another dialect, Yam means sea. So it means Lord of the Sea. Who's the Lord of the Sea? Who's the Lord of the chaotic scene? It's a reference to Leviathan, okay? Who's just another symbol for the devil. But it is a reference to every demonic being in the Bible. What is going on? Bashan is a big word that means all of hell and all its occupants, okay? You guys, when the crucifixion was happening, every single demonic entity was there. Okay, do you think they were too busy to go watch God die? They had thought they had won. They had been planning this for thousands of years. They're trying to figure out a way to defeat God, and they thought they had won. Do you think that the devil and the Nephilim and all these pagan gods were too busy to go watch God die? No, they all came. It was like Super Bowl weekend. And it was so creepy because if you go into history, the people that these gods represented, they were all there. That they wanted to go watch this famous Jesus guy die. You guys, it wasn't just the Romans. Everyone was there. Okay? The Moabites were there. The Astroths were there. The people who were worshiping Astroth were there. Okay? The Astroth is the Jezebel spirit. Okay? So Jezebel, also in the area of Bashan, is the grotto of Pan. All of these goat demons were there. That's what God's hinting at. If you look on a map from biblical history, it's saying all of them were there. Every single demonic entity and the devil himself, they were there. That's why whenever you see bulls of Bashan, that's what it's talking about, okay? It's talking about the Nephilim. It's talking about the goat demons. It's talking about Jezebel. It's talking about Isis. It's talking about every Greek god was there. Zeus was there. Hercules was there. Okay, every one-eyed giant was there. Okay, they were all. Every single sun god was there, because all these sun gods are just the devil anyway, and the Antichrist spirit. Baal was there. Zeus was there. Aphrodite was there, because these are all just the same gods from Babylonia. Okay, the moon god was there. Okay, they were all there. All your superheroes were there, because all these superheroes are just based off of these demons anyway. Alright? The Antichrist spirit. Okay? Alright? They were all there. So they were all there. When it says roaring lions, it means so many different things. You have to think multidimensionally. Alright? So when it talks about they were all laughing at him, they were all laughing at him because they thought they had won. That's why it talks about digging your own pit. They didn't realize they had just dug their own pit, okay? So when he said, his last words were, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? When he quoted Psalms 22 in the New Testament, they knew that they were just doing exactly what was the plan the whole time. And that's why it says gape. Mark my words, that's why it says gape. They went from laughing to gaping. They were like, ha ha ha, what? Because their minds automatically went to Psalms 22. Because right here it explains in blaring detail that they were literally doing what it was they were supposed to. Alright? The reason why the Bible is written, this is so important, I'll make a video about this, the reason why the Bible is written in riddles is to hide information from the devil. Okay? It's meant to make you think, but it's also to hide information from the devil. Alright? He was purposely making it just sound like he was just talking about King David. Alright? And also the Pharisees. Also, this proves that Jesus was the top priest. Because back then, the Torah didn't have numbers, okay? It didn't have Psalm 22 on it, okay? It didn't have verses. The Jews had the Torah memorized, and the high priest would just say the first line, and they would know which part of the Bible it was. So when he said, my God, why have you forsaken me? All of their minds should have gone right to the Psalm. And they should have realized, hello, read the room, people, you are doing exactly what I planned the whole time. And right after this, I'll talk about this more when I do the Gospels, but that's why the Pharisees started freaking out, because they realized that they had literally, these were predictions that were coming true right before their eyes. So God literally told them they had just lost. Right? 2 seconds, he said, these were his last words. My God, why have you forsaken me? Okay? So when that happened, their mouths fell open because they realized that they had just lost, okay? They had literally just dug their own pit. But you guys don't understand. There was an arena around him of every evil thing ever. Do you think he couldn't see them? No, that's why he said they surround me. He wasn't just talking about the people that these gods represented. That he was talking about the spirits in the spirit realm. They were all laughing at him and gaping at him when they said that, okay? So that's what he's talking about. Also, this is very important. This is also a prophecy of how they were going to sacrifice the later Christians into the lions. This was a prophecy as well. You guys, the Bible is written in riddles because it's prophecy inside prophecy inside prophecy. So this was also a prediction of how they were going to feed the Christians to the lions, okay? In a big arena. And the spirit world, it was a big arena around him. He was at the bottom of this big arena of people laughing at him. But as soon as he said, my God, why have you forsaken me? They dropped. Okay? They fell. Okay? This is what was happening. The nations were going to fall. Their nations were going to fall. And they were going to fall. They knew they had lost forever. They had literally just lost, and he only has a little while to drag as many people as to hell as he can. Okay, board games. Okay, because football and all this stuff comes from Babylon. Okay, that is why God is always pointing his finger at Babylon. He wants you to avoid Babylon, but he also wants you to go look it up. Okay. Everything, the Babylonians, okay, they weren't, okay, if you look on a map, you look into history, it was the Summerians, okay? It was still Babylon, though. If you look at Mesopotamia, if you look at Acadia, if you look up Summerians, they are pre-Babylon, okay? But it was still the same area. This is cosmic geography. It's still Babylon. Babel means you're mixing up words. I'm trying to straighten it out for you, okay? Whenever you hear Mesopotamia, whenever you hear these words, it just means Babylon, okay? Because it wasn't called Babylon yet, but it's still the same area. This place is Iraq now. Anyway, the Summerians invented board games even before the Egyptians. You guys, the Summerians and these people before them, they were called many different things before that, but it's still the same area. There wasn't millions of people on the earth, you guys. There was only like 10,000 people in this area. 20,000. It started growing. The next culture was the Egyptians. They started copying each other. Okay, literally. Okay, they started making ziggurats, and then they started making pyramids and ziggurats. Okay, these things are all represent the Tower of Babel. Okay. Colosseums just represent the Tower of Babel, okay? They are just the new version. It was the ziggurats, and then it was the pyramids and ziggurats, and then it became both, which were colosseums. All right, ziggurats, they were housing facilities for idols and kings, evil kings, right, and evil spirits. They didn't know that at the time. They thought that these things were good, that they were okay. Anyway, the Summerians invented everything, but right now I'm just going to talk about the board games, so you understand where football and all these games come from. And if you look at these old board games, you can still see we're still copying the same crap, okay? You can look at this. Let's look at this old Sumerian board game, and you can see how we got dice. You can see, oh, is that Spanish textile? No, this is not Spanish textiles. This comes from Sumeria. It comes from Babylon. We just keep copying. Every culture just keeps copying them after that, okay? Because they were the first big city on earth, even before Egypt, even before India, even before all those places, way before America and Australia. It was Babylon. It was called Sumeria first. Sumerians, the Sumerians, okay? But they literally invented everything, including board games, okay? One rival against the other, one color against the other, alright? They would race around the table to see who could be faster. Okay, and then other cultures started adapting to it. They started using humans to represent these pieces, chess pieces, you could say. Chess, I think, comes from Egypt, but they were just copying the Summerians. All comes from Babylon. Okay, and what does God say? And their imaginations were wicked continually. Instead of just being the pieces, human pieces on a board game, on a board, big long board, let's actually start chasing each other. And let's actually start hitting and hurting each other with swords and stuff like that. This is how chess started. And let's actually just start reenacting these games. That'll be a good idea. And let's just, I know when people are arrested, we can have like lions and stuff chase them, just like a big game. And I bet everybody will come and watch it. That's exactly why football they're always part of an animal or a warrior, okay? It's literally just copying stuff from Babylon. Board games start from Babylon, but we start reenacting those board games and making them really a lot more violent, okay? This is how the Freemason textile comes from, okay? Can you see it? It all comes from these board games. And then and that's why we have all these sports now, alright? In Colosseums. Colosseums are just big towers of Babel. Are they still housing facilities for idols and your gods? Yes. Do you love these people more than you love God? Then these things are your idols, okay? God literally warned you about these things. Go look at Babylon. If you are repeating things out of Babylon, it's a bad sign. And board games come out of Babylon, okay? They come out of Summerians. They come out of Babylon. Now look. Is it a sin? I'm talking to a saved person right here. Okay, I'm talking to a saved person. Is it a sin to play sports? It's not. You can watch sports. You can play sports. But you cannot be obsessed with sport stars, okay? You cannot be obsessed with football teams. When you are obsessed with something that's not God, that has become an idol. It's become your new God. It's become a God to you. So I'm just telling you, if you love your football team more than you love Jesus, guess where you're gonna go, okay? I also needed to mention this Psalm 22 is a message for everyone. It was a message for the devil because he just realized he lost. It was a message to the Pharisees. It was a message to the saved people because when they heard this, I bet you a lot of them Jews got converted because they realized this was fulfilling the biggest prophecy ever. Okay, him dying was part of the part of the solution. They didn't know that. So when Jesus' little last words were, "Go read Psalm 22." So it was for the devil, because the devil reads the Bible. I'll make a video about that. The Pharisees obviously read the Bible. They had it memorized. The Jews read the Bible because they had it memorized. Okay, and you're reading the Bible, right? So you should really know that Jesus was the real Messiah. This is impossible. This was just a coincidence. But also, these messages are for people who are going to go to hell. Okay, because in hell there are football arenas. I am not kidding you. And all your idols come alive in the worst way ever. Listen to me. When it's talking about these roaring lions and the dogs opening their mouths and eating you, that is exactly what's going to happen to you in hell if you keep going to these football games and not caring about Jesus. All these warnings they're multi-layered warnings and messages. Okay? It's riddles. This whole book of Psalms is written in riddles. In hell, there are football arenas, big coliseums where demons are using human skulls as as footballs, okay? I'm not kidding you. This is not a joke. That sounds funny or ha ha ha. That's ridiculous. It's not. Go watch Hell Testimonies. I did not see this in hell, but I know that they're there, okay? I was not the mayor of hell. I did not see every little part of hell. But your idols come alive down there. If you love superheroes, all your superheroes are demons waiting for you down there. If you love Coliseum sports, you will go be with your God, okay? God will go send you to your idol, okay? And you'll be with that thing forever because all these things are based off of Babylonian witchcraft, okay? So this is also a warning that if you are into this stuff, you will be the one eaten by roaring lions, okay? You will be the one eaten by these dogs, alright? This is also a warning. These messages are for people who are not saved. If you have not realized that Jesus is the Messiah through all this prophecy, this is a double warning. Okay, he's talking to the unsaved, he's talking to the saved, and he's talking to the devil, because he's the one that ultimately that's going to be going down to the pit, right? At the end of time. And this is also a future prediction, because in the future, all of these nations are going to fall again. Okay? They are physically, right now they are spiritually fallen, but they will physically be fallen and spiritually be fallen forever. So the devil has a little bit of time to scoop you up, but you better get on this Jesus guy now before it's too late. Alright? Before you are really eaten by lion. What do you think Super Bowl stands for? Let me unscramble that Tower of Babel lingo, okay? Super Bowl means big pit. Which big pit do you think this is referring to? Alright, think about it. God is warning you. And when he says Tower of Babel, he's saying pay attention to the way we say things. You will learn a lot that way. It's not a coincidence. It's on purpose, alright? There's a rhythm to it. There is riddles in everything we do and say. So, are you going to learn from are you going to learn from history, from these people from history who thought they were worshiping a good guy when they were literally worshiping a bull? That was Baal, that was the devil. Are you going to be like them and think that this stuff is good for you? Okay, and learn too late that it was actually all... What was Jesus' final words? It was after he said, my God, why have you forsaken me? He said what? He said, it is finished. He was literally saying, I just won. And he was literally saying checkmate. Because there was nothing they could ever do to stop the gates of heaven to be open. Okay? All you have to do is walk through it. That's all you have to do. Is it going to be easy? No. Are you going to be like these Christians being fed to lions? Yeah. Okay, it'll be tough. Are people going to roar with laughter? Are they going to chew you out like a bunch of ravenous dogs and lions? Oh yeah. Alright. It's not going to be easy. People you know are not going to talk to you anymore. Your own family won't talk to you anymore. Your friends may not talk to you anymore. But you still have the guy that matters on your side. Alright? It'll be hard. But it won't be hard. But it'll be better than where everyone else is going. And the good thing is, you can be, if you're listening to this and you are not saved, you can be someone who is. There's only one way to heaven, and God, the devil has so many tricks for you. He wants to keep your eye off of Jesus. He doesn't care if you're entertained all day long. He doesn't care if you are... I know these sports seem innocent. They even seem healthy. The devil is a being of light. It seems like a good idea. It doesn't seem like a bad thing. Alright? But you are literally... He's just distracting you. He wants you on your phones. He wants you on your TV. He wants you watching silly sports all day. He does not want you looking up anything from history. Alright? Please start looking into history. Real history, not just this guy fought this guy. Look into the religions of these people and realize they were literally wanting to go to hell, and because they didn't know that these things were bad, and that is us today. Alright, think about this, guys, and please focus your attention on the winner of the game. Okay, the true winner of the game. Alright, thank you.